Okay, I'm also going to talk to you about making your nouns plural. It's pretty easy. All you've got to do is if your noun ends in, where am I? If your noun ends in a vowel, okay, you're just going to add S to it. And if your noun ends in a consonant, you're going to add ES to it, okay? If, however, your noun ends in Z, okay, you're going to change your Z to a C before you add your ES. Make that box a little smaller. Okay, and if when the last syllable of the word that ends in a consonant has an accent mark, like this is the last syllable, because, for example, this word would be lek, si, on. Okay, if the last syllable happens to be the one that's accented right here, okay, you're going to drop that accent mark when you make it plural. So if it's the last syllable, if your accent's on the last syllable, you are going to get rid of it in the plural. So here, I'll just write it out. Accented on the last syllable, drop it when made plural. And the big piece that you need to remember here is last syllable. Okay, it's got to be, whoops. You know, if there's an accent anywhere else, you're going to keep it. It's only if it's the last syllable. Okay, so let's practice here. If I want to make primo plural, primo, if you look at it, ends in a vowel. Well, I don't know if that's going to work out very well. Let's see. Let's just underline it. Primo ends in a vowel. So then I am just going to add an S to it. Okay. Español. Español ends in an L, so I'm going to add it. That's a consonant, so I'm going to add an ES. Okay. Página, which is accented. Página's accented right here. It is not the last syllable, so when I add and it ends in an A, which is a vowel, I'm going to add an S. I'm going to keep my accent here because it's not accented on the last syllable. I only drop it if it's on the last syllable, which we could look at over here. Lección is accented on the last syllable, so I'm going to drop it. So if I do la lección, I would do las lecciones, dropping the accent, but if I do página, it's going to be páginas, keeping the accent. Universidad ends in a consonant. It ends in a consonant, so I'm going to add an ES. Universidades. Okay, pizarra ends in a vowel, so I just add S. Pizarras. Profesor ends in a consonant, so I add an ES. Profesores. Okay, down here, you saw I did this up here. You've got an article. Whenever you make your noun, remember your articles have to agree with the nouns that they describe. So if you change notebook to notebooks, you need to pick the that now goes with notebooks. You can't keep the that went with just plain notebook. So if I make cuadernos, if that's masculine and I make it plural, I'm going to change my L to los, and I'm going to write los cuadernos. Okay, un reloj, that ends in a consonant, so I'm going to add an es to reloj, and I'm going to change my un to unos. Unos relojes. Silla, I'm going to change my una to unas and my silla to sillas. Lápiz, I'm going to change my L to los. Now, lápiz has an accent, but again, the accent comes in the first syllable, not the last, so I'm going to keep my accent. So I have los, and this might la. And now it's got a Z, and you're supposed to change your Z to a C before you add the S. So that's how I make lápices. Los lápices. Okay, un papel, it ends in a consonant. I'm adding ES, so I'm going to change my un to unos, papeles. And then we already did las lecciones.